You are looking live at Charlotte, North Carolina. My name is Jay Mervis, Director of Sales at LifeScale Analytics. Good afternoon. Welcome to the Hammerdown Roadshow, where we put the pedal to the metal and talk trends, tech, and tunes. Today, I am here live at Weddington Fitness Center, home of CrossFit Weddington. I'm going to put a plug out there for the 24-hour rowathon. It's 2 weeks out, so if you're in Charlotte and you want to come participate, it's Friday the 10th, Saturday the 11th. You can sponsor rowers, pull times out. All the money benefits the CLT Foundation for Special Needs Children. Great cause. This is the 10th year. Shout out to Jordan Falcone. She is the rowing master here at the gym, and she's running the whole entire program here. We'll be out Saturday morning with the silver medalist to do the triathlon, which is bike, row, ski erg, and somebody gets a quick break. So it'll be our third time doing it, new team this year. But today we're going to pivot over and talk from a data and analytics perspective, because here at LifeScale we're obsessed with data. So the industry trend is how much data in healthcare is actually being used. I'm going to give a shout out to Dylan Cooper. Sent me an article about Microsoft. Do you think they know something about data? Pretty sure Microsoft knows more about data and storing it than anybody else does. At this point though, Microsoft says, I bet you didn't know this, only 3% of the data that is generated in healthcare is used. So that's interesting to me because 97% of the data is not even being used. And they're calculating, this is crazy, from the Becker's Hospital Review article, 50 petabytes is equal to 10 billion music songs. So if you think about that, how much data 10 billion songs is, and that's how much data that we have access to go and understand some of the different disciplines within the data world, it's wild. So there is opportunity for upside, but when we talk technology at LifeScale, we don't sell anything. We leverage tools that are industry standard, that customers use, whether it's Microsoft Power BI, Click, or Tableau. A lot of the data sources aren't being fed in there for those business outcomes that customers are looking for, whether it's resource management or getting value from the data on precision medicine. And the one big one that I love is prevention, because the providers and insurers love the prevention because every dollar in prevention is worth $10 in care. So within that treasure trove of data that's out there, we have the ability with our with what we do from a consulting perspective to go and help customers deliver that in what's our data evolution strategy. So it could be for the entire estate or for some of these specific use cases like physician burnout, resource allocation. How do we go and get predictive and preventative for diabetes, remote patient monitoring? How do we move those lines from coming in to the hospital where most providers aren't getting paid after the first consult to being able to manage care more efficiently and effectively and identifying those causes. So, you know how to get a hold of me. I've got some great folks at the firm. A lot of that leads into how do we take the data and put it into data science, data engineering, leverage it for AI and machine learning so those platforms can support the business and enable the clinicians, and then the visualization. There's got to be 50 different people in leadership that want different reports, but they all need the same data. So give us a call, send me a DM, send me a text, whatever it might be, but you know where to find me because I'm pretty front and center and visible. Fan mail. Like I said, I got a note from Coop about, hey, this is a great article. You might want to check it out. We got fan mail. A good friend of mine, Neil Zink, picked the band this week. We're going to go back and tie in Van Halen. It's pretty timely with Van Halen because when you think about how everything was recorded in analog, now there's so much more technology out there and tools that are used, and some of the great music that they made. The Sammy Hagar, the Collection 2 has been remastered. So it's interesting that going back through some great things and it got remastered. That happens to be my favorite part of the Van Halen, life cycle, if you want to call it. But the Sammy years were my favorite. But I'm going to pick out a couple of tunes. Number one, right now, the impetus is right here, right now, to go and identify the data, to go and develop programs within the hospital to leverage that data to give patients a better experience, clinicians a better experience. That's why we do this. In the business of healthcare IT, to impact patient care without changing bedpans, and they were never going to let me into med school. The second one is runaround. When we get engaged with customers, there's no more runaround. We've identified where the data resides, we identify what the data is, and then we figure out with, working and partnering with the customer, how to leverage that data. They had a couple of great calls this week, specifically identifying things that are issues now with data, needing access to it and availability, and going through scoping some of those projects. And the last one is source of infection. We want, to me, that was one of the best ones off OU812. I always thought Van Halen was great at marketing and being clever, but source of infection, if we stop the source of infection, that's going to make people better. Sometimes it's prevention, self-care. Sometimes it's going in and getting diagnosed and then going through the program on the continuum of care. But listen, put your favorite Van Halen tune, preferably from the Sammy era. I'm not going to get into any online arguments about Sammy versus Dave, this, that, the other thing. Wolfgang Van Halen, whatever. But like it, share it, tell your friends, tell your mom. Put the hammer down, the pedal to the metal, and if you're in Charlotte or you want more information on the Rowathon, we're going to post something in the comments on how you participate in that. But it's a great event for 24 hours. Like I said, I'll be there. We need some people to row overnight. Thanks for tuning in.